McMorran. I've got a stick with me. I've worn out another stud. I'm not doing as much walking nowadays, but another stud gone. So I just had it in the vice there. It's that far down this time. To remove it, I've got to put 2 hacksaw blades in the hacksaw and cut a groove in the top off, and hopefully there's enough left. And just enough there this morning to get the screwdriver in and get a bit of a turn on it. When I put them new ones in, this is the next question, new ones. I think I've used them all. I'm going to have a hunt around, find out whether I should have some, but where? That's the question. A bit comfortable, but it's good to get that bloody heat somewhere altogether. It's a bit too much for Scotland, but are we getting used to it? I think in some ways we might be, but it's turning bright shade of red. But the reason I'm in this morning, well, I'm in to do this. I've not been doing anything inside. It's just drinking around. Doctors, hospital, various other things. So, but in the last video there I mentioned that I was going to wait to buy something. I'd spotted this on the marketplace, social media marketplace. And I can get up there now, and I looked at them and went, but it was a pair of canes, walking canes. And so I had looked at them and looked at them, and I went, yeah, I need to buy canes, but the heads were interesting. Not unusual, but interesting. And there was a pair of, which is, you don't normally get a pair of them, but I'll show you them now. I went and bought them. What a bother that was, actually. I'm not a sat-nav man. I've got the map on the phone. But I knew the area, or I thought I knew the area. But needless to say, I was in 3 different areas before I got the right area and eventually got it. And I was expecting to meet a man, but here it was a woman. And I looked and I went, I was expecting Matthew. Oh no, she says. I put his name on it, she says, because of all the weird and wonderful people that you can get on these sites. Do you know? I says, oh yes, I've had a lot of them. In fact, at some point or other I said to her, I'm going to put together this, well, if I get a chance, I'm going to put together a small little book on the funny side of it, and there is some funny sides of it, like, you know, I mean, there's no doubt about it. But yeah, I've kept most of the messages. Something unreal, not go there with it. But anyway, cut a long story short, I'll show you the canes. And they're both identical. 2 brass-headed walking canes. And solid brass. Old brass. Eagle heads that are supposedly supposed to be bits. But what actually right, they're okay, they're good canes. Good solid canes. And they're brass ferrules that have there's no brass ferrules on them, sorry, I'm going to fit them with brass ferrules. Well, they're all brass at gate actually, they come powder coated with the black, so you just rub that off. And the collars, they've been, they're brass too, but they've actually been kind of plated in a way over the top of it, just to bring a bit of shine to it, like, you know, so I don't know what I'm going to do with them. But yeah, weight, heavy. And this goes back to where they'll go to is somebody who's looking for something also just as a walking aid, but more a defensive. These are designed more as a defensive thing than anything else. there's certainly, they'll aid walking, but if you got a crack off one of these, it would break something, damage something, and yeah, certainly do a bit of harm anyway. You wouldn't feel good after it. If you relax with one of them, yeah, it could help you in hospital for a while. But she wanted a particular price for them, and I wasn't prepared to pay that, but we negotiated down the way, and we got them at the price that, if there's, I'll make £20 on them. I won't make a lot on them, but I said I'll buy them that, and so that was that. So I brought them back. There's a story behind them. I said, where did they come from? I says, ended up with a pair. My husband worked down in Heathrow, and but there's an enormous amount of stuff. She wasn't keen to show me around, basically because of, as I say, you get that many different up and by, but very good. So fat a ferrule to them, tidy them up a bit. I'll give them a rub down. They are hardwood, something of some kind. I don't really know what. Probably. It's difficult to say, but good weight to them. Yeah, I can't say I'm buying them bloody things nowadays. So but they came from High Wycombe, a shop in High Wycombe. Her husband and her are into quite a bit of stuff, quite a bit of dealing and wheeling and dealing and that kind of thing. And so with him working down there, I think he must spend his time off cruising around about. I've got loads and loads of stuff. I said, well, in your travel, keep me in mind. This is, you know, if you're out and about, keep your eye open. And I'm always interested in something different. But yeah, so I said I'll pop in, do the bit with the stick of that, stick that out, because that is interesting, like, you know, and show you them definitely. But it's just, I was going to go off a longer walk today, but she can't get flies. Oh, I met a woman there. I meet her regularly, like, you know, but although regular now and again anyway, and flies in this bit in particular, like, you know. Well, I've got, as I'm coming up to see her, I've got this bit of elder from the elderberry in front of my face, and I could see her looking at me and going, what's it doing with that? She thought it was a fly swat, but it's not. Elder, if you take a bit of branch, don't take any with flower on it, because I'll tell you now that a bit of elder and hold it right in front of your face. The flies will go all round about your head and around, but they won't come where the elder is. So when you're walking and breathing and whatnot, you'll not be ingesting flies and the likes of. They'll stay clear. They do not like elder, or whatever is on the plant itself, the leaves and the stem. They don't come near it, they don't like it. But I'm led to believe they're the biggest pollinators of the flower. And drank a lot of good wine, mind you, elderflower and elderberry years ago. Me and the wife used to make it all, and we used to drink all, you know, drink a lot of it. Some marvellous carry-ons, like, you know. I remember, by the way, it's an old gypsy thing, tinker thing. They used to use it for the horses, and in the summer they would put this over the top and have a bit of weight put over the top of the horse's mouths and whatnot, so they wouldn't obviously chew it, but it kept the worst of the flies off them. And give them a bit of relief from it, because it was so annoying, especially, you can imagine, back in the days when they were you know, pulling wagons up and down the bloody country, like, you know. So, but so she was very interested. She was interested in that. This thing, she'd never heard that before. So I thought, well, there you go. So I gave her the bit. I said, take it away, but whether she would use it or not, I don't know. Like, you know, you do look stupid. There's not a bit. If you don't like flies in your mouth and your nose, it works. It does work. You just got to It looks stupid for a little while, that's it. But what we're going to do this afternoon, I don't know. I've got one or two things to take a do with, but heat in the midday sun is something else. I mean, trying to stay out of it, it's like I say, the worst of it anyway. But yeah, the thing about we used to make all the wine at one time, many years ago, me and Grace, and oh, it's some good times with him. Made some really nice stuff actually, and drunk, as I say, drunk a lot of it, like, you know. But there was a marvellous thing one night. She was in the knitting at the time. She wasn't that great knitter at the time, but she's brilliant. She was a brilliant knitter nowadays, but she doesn't do it anymore. Or years past, she used to. All the grandchildren, she knitted all the shawls, round shawls and things like that. Very good, very, very good at it. And but back in these days, so she was kind of learning, as you say. And she decided to knit me this mohair jumper for the winter. And just keep it warm. Where we stayed at the time was a bar near a place, like, you know, and all the bloody 1, 2, 3, 4 fires in the bloody house, and you couldn't keep the bloody house warm, like, you know. It was just ridiculous. 3 fires in a wood burning stove. Anyway, I always remember this night. We'd been drinking about the wine and whatnot, and smoking as I do, as I still do. I went down with logs and sticks and that in the fire, and I went down to get a light off the fire, kind of pick a stick out. I'll be Christ, didn't know the jumper not catch fire. It was like a flash fire, it just all over and about. I'm standing there with this thing, it was bloody brown. It burnt all the bloody mohair off it. It was just this, I could like laugh, oh God almighty, what a bloody kinks, like, you know. Needless to say, that was the end of that jumper, like, you know. Moral of the story, by the way, is don't try and light your cigarette off a fire when you've got a woolly jumper or any kind of jumper like that. This thing was like, you know, so it was amazing. There's the time away. Anyway, we shall leave it at that. I'll go and try and find a stud for this stick. I'm now going to have to look for one. That'll be a... And maybe one there may not. Other than that, I'll need to go and... I'll not buy them, but I know where there are some, so I'll need to go and borrow a few. Anyway, all the best. Stay the worst of this heat. Come out at night when it's cool. Catch you again. Cheers.